Um, so yeah, what I was saying. So my top 5 rankings right now. Actually, we'll go through all of them real quick. So, got AC Brotherhood's my all-time favorite. Really good story. Not as good as AC2's story, but I thought it was a really good story that kind of lost its way at the end, kind of rushed it. But I thought the gameplay was fantastic. The side content was fantastic. AC Brotherhood's my number 1. AC2, I mean, you can basically call those 1A and 1B for me. AC2 is a great story. The combat was just bad. That was still the old combat. AC Black Flag, loved the Caribbean, loved Edward, loved the story, loved everything about that game. The biggest downfall is, I think, it did take a bit of a step back with combat. There was no innovation. A lot of the missions, the mission structure with especially when it came to tailing missions, were a little weak. I wish I had more cities, but again, not like I was saying, is I'd probably put the original AC 4. Now, like I was saying, the story of the original AC is still my favorite. It's the best story in any Assassin's Creed game, in my opinion. It was fascinating, and still to this day. Now, the gameplay, I played it back in 07 on release. Well, it might have been a little after release, but I played it back in 07. And actually, now that I think about it, it was probably like a couple years after the fact. I don't think I got into AC until a few games have been released. So I think I probably played it in probably 2010, maybe. Let's say 2010. Maybe Black Flag or AC2 Brotherhood. Anyway, so I still remember the story. And every time I've done these playthroughs again, I've always gone back and watched the original story, just a breakdown of the story for AC1, because I only have a PS5. I can't play Assassin's Creed, the original Assassin's Creed anymore. It's PS simulated to the PS5. I don't have a PC. I can't do it. So I just have to do the story, and I gotta be honest, like I was saying, even back then, I knew the gameplay was rough. It was very repetitive. Back then, I thought that. The only reason I was able to finish it was because how good the story was. And then, so after AC1, at the number 4 spot, I had Origins. I just love the the Egyptian setting. Bayek was a great character. The story was great. It was the last great writing in this series. And one of the big downfalls of the writing, I think, has been dialogue choices. I think dialogue choices for this are stupid. That's why I was going to do canon mode in this game, but I figured why not? I'll do dialogue choices. I just think it ruins it. Because it's not a branching story, so they basically got to make both the negative and the positive dialogue options, or the good and the bad, in quotes. They got to make them lead to the same spot, because it's not a branching story. And when you do that, it kind of makes the character come off as non-personable and as entertaining as a wet noodle. Definitely my problem with Cassandra. And I know, like, a lot of people like Cassandra, but I thought both her and Axios, I forgot his name. I played as Cassandra, but I thought they're kind of overrated. And then after our Origins, I think I'd probably have to put AC3. It's a pretty good story. The combat's great. It's a little tedious. After AC3, God, this is where it kind of goes downhill for me. God, probably have to put Origins in there next. Not Origins, Unity. I mean, probably Unity, and then I'm gonna put 7th spot.